Hello there, it's Amiiben. I know I'm only 13, but you can trust me. Now, I will never be a tech channel, but I just have to make this video. Okay, so basically, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World was a 2010 movie based on a pretty good comic. They made it a game and it got taken down. You know this. But you probably didn't know that it is still playable and, in fact, not a lost game. At this point in time, the only video that will show you how to get the game back with all the DLC, multiplayer, and a decent frame rate is this one. And if anybody is worried that this is piracy, it's not. This game's abandonware and it's perfectly legal. But if you really are cautious, you can buy the soundtrack to the game from my favorite band, Amiiben, for like $10. So anyways, let's start! Go into the comments and download this zip file I made for you. Extract it wherever you'd like. You can delete the zip file afterwards. Extract this RPCS3 7-zip file into the PS3 emulator folder. If you don't have 7-zip, it's also in the apps folder right here for you to install. Once that's done, go into the executables folder and open this file. This will install the Visual C++ software from Microsoft. You'll get an error if you already have it installed, but most people don't, so you'll probably be fine. I already do, so that's why I have the error. Now, if you play video games on your PC, which you probably do, it's likely that you already have DirectX. But for the 10% who don't, it's right here. Now, on to the good stuff. Most old tutorials won't get you the game files, but here, I got you covered. I've had these files on my computer for quite a few years now, and they're legit. 95% of the websites with this game will infect your computer, but don't worry, you're safe here. Open RPCS3. Go to File, Install Firmware. Click on ps3updat.pup. Once that's done, click OK. Then go to the Scott Pilgrim folder. Click on the Raptor Files folder. Highlight these 3 files and copy them. Go back to the main folder. Go into the PS3 emulator folder. Click on the dev_HDD0 folder. Click on the home folder. Click on the folder with a bunch of zeros and a 1. Then click on EXData. Then, after that, paste the RAP files right here. Go back to the main folder and click on the PS3 emulator folder and open up the emulator. It's really important that you install these in the order or you will mess it up and you'll have to start over. So pay attention and take your time. Click Install Package. The first one is in the Scott Pilgrim folder under Package Files. Click on the Raw Game Package file. After that's done, click the Install Package button again. Then you must click on the Unlock file right here. Install another package. This time it's the 101 update in the Update folder. Then, install the Knives Chow DLC package. Then you'll want to install the Wallace DLC package. Then finally, install the version 103 package. Nice. Once you're done installing all the files, we're going to do some finishing touches in the emulator settings to make it run nice and smooth. Go to Configuration. Then we'll run through all the settings real quick. Let's start from the top with CPU. The default settings should be fine here. Now on to the most important part, the GPU settings. These will make or break the game. Make sure for your renderer you use Vulkan. Set the aspect ratio to 16:9 and the resolution at 1920 by 1080. And then you have to disable vertex catch. If you don't, all the graphics will get corrupted. Now, I like to set the frame limit to 60 because on my system, the audio can get out of sync and garbled, but you can mess around with these settings. In reality, this game doesn't really need to run past 60-ish. For audio, the default settings are pretty fine, and I like to keep audio buffering on, but depending on your system, you may have to tweak these a bit. But the default one should have you pretty good. That should be it, but optionally you can change the theme. I recommend the modern blue theme and changing the games list icon to the background color. But as I said, this is totally optional, and all it does is just make the menus look cooler. Then click Save. Finally, you can set up your controls. I'm using a DualShock 4, but setup for other controllers is pretty simple too. Though using a keyboard's fine, it's not necessarily optimal. Then right-click and hit boot. It will take quite a while to boot for the first time, but once that's done, you can finally play one of the greatest games of all time. Thanks for watching. If you like the tutorial, let me know. If you have any problems getting it to work, you can DM me on Twitter or ask in the comments, and I'll be happy to help. As I said in the beginning, this is not a tech tutorial channel, and it never will be. I make game reviews, and I would be happy for you to check them out. Not now, of course. You should play the game.